Hello, and welcome to the Emory Law Library Circulation and Interlibrary Loan Introduction for Summer Research Assistants. Let's start off by giving you some helpful background information. Welcome to the Emory Library System. Our collections are comprised of books, journals, microforms, DVDs, CDs, equipment, and other items, as well as thousands of electronic databases, journals, and ebooks. Emory's Law Library is one of 5 total libraries. Our collections for all the libraries total nearly 9 million items. 4 of our libraries are located here on the main Atlanta campus. One library is located about 40 miles away at the Oxford campus. Items from Oxford can be requested for delivery here at the Atlanta campus, but if you're based at the Atlanta campus, you have to visit each library individually to use its collections. As a law faculty proxy, you can borrow Emory materials from any of the campus libraries in your professor's name. To do this, you're going to need to fill out a form. We have those to give to you today, and there are some that will be available at the service desk on the main floor of the library. Using this form and setting up a proxy record will ensure that these checkouts go on your faculty member's record, not yours. Now, why is this important? Because the rules for you and faculty are quite different. Due dates are different, the fine structures are significantly different, and it's also really important that the person who's actually got a hold of the book itself is the person who's getting the recall notices or overdue notices that are getting sent out. Also, no matter what they say, even the nicest faculty have this weird habit of just disappearing for 6 weeks to Rome in the middle of the summer. As a law faculty proxy, you may not request items in your faculty member's name. Now, the law library does provide a service where we do document delivery for our faculty from the other campus libraries. They request an item, we go and pick it up for them. However, if you're working for a faculty member, this service is not available to you. And that's not because we're being mean. When you think about it, faculty want you to be using the materials in the actual library where they're housed, because there may very well be important other materials that you're going to need to consult, and if we just went and got things for you, that would prevent you from having that opportunity. As a law faculty proxy, how are you going to keep all of these things that you have checked out straight? You may end up with a number of items checked out to you with different due dates, some of which may end up getting recalled. So how do you keep it all straight? You log into our library catalog system, which is called Discovery. There's a link to it off of the Law Library's website as well as off the main Emory website. In order to see what you have checked out, simply click on My Account and then sign in using your NetID and password, just like you would for your Emory email or other resources. From there, you can see items that are checked out to you, any fines and fees that might have accrued, any hold requests, things like that. As a law faculty proxy, you cannot be a proxy on your faculty member's interlibrary loan account. Faculty, like we said before, may request items directly, either from other campus libraries for document delivery, or they can request items that the Emory libraries do not hold. They do this using the faculty request link right off of the library's main page. You may, in the course of your research, identify any number of resources that your faculty determines that they want to look at themselves. That's fine, but they're going to have to request those things themselves, not you. You may be asking yourself at this point, what is interlibrary loan anyway? Interlibrary loan, or ILL for short, is a service where one library can borrow items it doesn't own from other libraries that do hold that item. The program or software used for this is called Iliad. Now, you can find a direct link to Iliad on our home page on the lower left-hand side, or if you want to know more about the rules and regulations that govern interlibrary loan use at the law library, you can see that under Our Services. There's a link to a whole set of pages on interlibrary loan. You may be asking yourself now, libraries really just give things to each other they think they're trustworthy? And actually, yes, we do. It's a really great service that allows smaller libraries that still need to do vital research to have access to all kinds of materials, sometimes from all over the world. But it's important to keep a couple of things in mind when you're using another library's items. One thing is, our library doesn't have anything to say about due dates or fines or any of the other kinds of rules or restrictions that a library that's lending us their materials are going to impose. So if they say they don't want to give it to us, if they say it has to come back in 2 weeks, we have to abide by that. The other thing to keep in mind is that one bad experience can sometimes turn a library off from lending to another library. So if we have a really irresponsible patron, we need to make sure that we try everything that we can to get books back to the lending library in good condition. Otherwise, that library may decide not to lend things to us again, even though they would be lending to completely different patrons. They may just decide that we're not a good bet. So, be a thoughtful, responsible user and make sure that our services remain widely available to everybody this year and in future years. So now you can borrow materials from on campus, and you can even get things from other libraries from across the world or across the globe. How do you keep track of all of this stuff? Well, you can log into ILLiad, much like you can into Discovery, and see what you currently have checked out, when it's due back, if it's been recalled, even if you owe fines. So now you know that you have two tools where you can always go to see exactly what you have checked out and when it's due back. Once you log into ILLiad, just look at the lower left-hand portion where it says View Edit, and you can see what's checked out to you. As a law faculty proxy, please, please, please do not borrow materials on your own account and then just hand them over to a faculty member. Borrowing privileges are always non-transferable, and that's because we can't just move things off of your record and move them onto another record. No matter how much we might want to help you out, we need to have the items in hand, and we can't do that if the books are gone to Rome. Every summer we see at least one RA get into this situation. Please don't be this summer's sad panda. If a professor wants an item, make sure it gets checked out to them or requested by them. Alright, just a quick recap. As a law school RA, you can borrow items in your faculty member's name from other campus libraries once you've filled out the proxy form. You may not request items either via ILL or through campus document delivery in your professor's name. And you should never give your faculty member any items checked out in your name, no matter how short of a time they say they're going to need them for. So now, you have the tools to keep track of what you have checked out from various sources, and you know the rules, but you may have an awful lot of materials to keep track of. Now, not all faculty are going to have you work with a lot of hard copy, but some of them do, and if you've been in law school, and we know you have, you know and we know that carrying heavy bags is bad for your back, and leaving items in your car just isn't a good idea. But you do have options that won't end up making your apartment look like this. Did you know that you can use the library's carols? You might have already become familiar with our carols, either because you needed to study or take a break. But did you know that you can leave checked out library materials in them? There are only 2 rules that you need to be aware of in order to use library carols safely. If you're going to keep items in carols, you have to make sure of 2 things. One is, all the items that stay in the carol must be checked out to you. Our STAC staff come through every day and they check all materials that have been put onto tables and carols. If they're not checked out to anybody, they get reshelved. Secondly, you have to make sure that any materials that you check out and opt to leave in the library have a library use only sticker on them. These pink stickers are the fastest way for our STAC staff to know right away that these items need to stay in the carols where they've been found. As an added benefit, other users won't just walk by and take the books that are sitting on your carrels if they happen to see an interesting title, because they'll know that they're already in use. That's pretty much what we need to tell you today. So, if you have any questions, don't wait and wonder. Come and see us. We're on the main floor of the library, which is the second floor. It's the main entrance right where you walk in. Or you can call us. Our number's on the website, or if you're good at remembering numbers, it's 404-727-6824. Now, no matter whether it's an on-campus book or an interlibrary loan book, if you have questions about a specific book you have checked out, feel free to just hit reply to the email courtesy notices that you get from us. We'll respond to you usually within a day. Also, all of our staff are listed on the library webpage. Let me introduce you to a few of them as we wrap up. Meet our staff. Here are our faces so that when you come to the library, you know who you're looking for. This is me. My name is Felicity Walsh. I'm the head of Access and Student Services, and I put this presentation together for you today. Christy Tanner is our head of Access Services. She schedules and runs the circulation desk and has the best first-hand knowledge of what's going on with your library checkouts. And finally, Kelly Cobb is our interlibrary loan specialist. She knows everything there is to know about other libraries that lend to us and how to get you even the trickiest items that you may want. So have a great summer, do a lot of productive research, and come and see us soon. We'd love to help you. Thank you.